What up, what up, what up? It's your boy E.T. Welcome to YPR Radio. Listen to me. I have the founder, BK, is with me in the studio. That's right, founder, CEO of Vima. Just talk to me before we get started. I got a whole bunch of questions. We don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to get as much out of you as I possibly can. Let's talk. What do you want to start this thing off?
Well, E.T., you know, us guys with initials got to stick together. You know
That's right, E.T., BK. Absolutely, I love it.
I have to tell you, I'm excited about making a difference. That's been my passion. I think that the reason I'm still doing what I'm doing after 17 years as an owner in the wellness industry goes back to my experience in life. You know, people go through these things, these challenges, these experiences, and it creates a story. It allows you to relate to people that go through these experiences. I remember, you know, sometimes when I'm stressed and under a lot of pressure, my dad used to tell me, this is what it feels like. The feeling you're going through right now is what it feels like to be on the verge of greatness, to take that next step. And you know, I lost my dad at 71 to a heart attack. I lost my mom at 62 to a brain tumor. And so there's so much science behind supplementation, and my passion, my drive, my why, which you talk about so much, is really founded in the fact that I want to help families avoid or delay the kind of pain that I went through over a period of just a couple of years, losing both my parents. And so, you know, all the things that I get fired up about, I mean, you know, we've got our own manufacturing plant. I mean, we're doing this the right way. You know, quality control. We can our own Verve. We bottle our own Vima products. I've got a chief science officer that got his MD in China in cardiology. He got his PhD at LSU in genetic obesity. He is the gatekeeper. I mean, we have products that you can't find anywhere on the planet, and all of the things, clinical studies. You know, I sat down with a friend of mine, Dr. Oz, 5-6 years ago, and he said, BK, he goes, if you want to separate your products from the pills, the potions, the juices out there, you got to do clinical study on your product. And, you know, when you're sitting down at lunch with a guy like Dr. Oz, you don't say that's a dumb idea.
Absolutely.
You agree.
Absolutely.
Before I even knew how much it cost.
Right.
So I stepped up and I spent the money. We did 2 clinical studies, and we discovered that this Vima formula, and a full dose of the Vima formula is in every can of Verve, is clinically proven. It increases the antioxidant level in your blood by 18% and keeps it saturated for 6 hours, and 18% is a huge number if anybody's into the medical field, and it significantly boosts your immune system. All these things that is my passion, these young kids don't care about. You know, they care about, hey, does it taste good and can I make money?
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell me first what age you start at, and then tell me why. What drove you to work with this age group?
Well, you know, I read an article, and the story goes back probably 4 or 5 years. I read an article on energy drinks, and I called it, and I don't know if this is politically correct, but I called it the poisoning of America's youth, because it's basically caffeinated soda pop with little to no nutritional value. And I read this article, and it just stuck with me. We didn't have Verve at the time. And I was thinking about this, and I thought, you know what? These kids are smart. They're not dumb. If you give them a choice, do you want to do healthy or unhealthy? Typically, these kids are going to say, I want to do something healthy. Here's the dilemma. Here's this huge void that I saw in this, at the time, it was a $5.6 billion domestic market, is there was no healthy option. It was your typical, you know, Red Bull, Monster, Rockstar, all of the products out there. And so I got this thought about, let's give them a healthy choice. You know, that's the product. Put it in give it a hip, cool name, and put it in a great can, and do some branding around it. And Dr. Wong, my chief science officer, you know, I said, can you put a full dose of this clinically studied Vima formula in a can of product and give them a healthy option? And that's how we created it. And it was funny so we launched it, you know, 3-4 years ago. We were the first company in this networking industry. We call it social network marketing. That allows 14 to 17-year-olds with parental permission. You got to fill out this form, and you got to get it notarized, and you can't be like, I'm faking your mom's signature. We got it because right. I mean, we got responsibilities. But you know, I had a 16-year-old that qualified. We have a BMW car program. He's driving a BMW his junior year of high school.
You know, we hear these critics, but I know that there's some some real credible companies out there, some organizations that have backed you guys and believe in you guys. Can you speak to some of those organizations?
Well, I think that from my standpoint, people always go, "Where's the money come from?"
Right.
You got these young kids making, $1 million a year, $100,000 a year, $50,000 a year. I mean, $20,000 a year. Where does the money come from? And I spent 7 years in advertising, and every time I'd go into a business owner and I'd sit down with them and I would talk to them about an ad strategy, if you ask them the question, what's the number one form of advertising? Hands down, word of mouth advertising. Every business owner wants their nightclub, wants their movie, wants their restaurant talked about and tweeted about and Facebooked about and the experience and everything. And yet, it's the least compensated. Nobody, you go into a fancy restaurant with 12 of your friends and say, "Hey, how about slipping me my meal for free?" Right. They look at you funny, and so I'm looking at if that's the number one form of advertising, and Red Bull spends $900+ million a year. The way we do it is we say, "You like our product? We'll pay you to talk it up." We'll put the same dollars. They spent $15 million to have a guy jump out of a balloon.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to spend about $50 million this year on these young kids, on their parents, on anybody that wants to tap into this social network marketing concept, this business model that we have here. We have a relationship with the Phoenix Suns. David Stern and his team of lawyers at the NBA, they checked us out. I mean, to sign a long-term deal with an NBA franchise, you got to check out. You got to go through the smell test. They do testing, randomized testing on our product all the time, and it's just something that's in our contract. So when people are concerned about the validity of our business model, I mean, the NBA has signed off on it, and we got a relationship with them. And
now, I had a chance to go to the administrative office. We did the tour, but you have something that I've never seen before. I like to call it a Verve Central. You have a place for young people that's totally separate from the administrative office and what you're doing. Why? I mean, why are you giving young people their own space?
Well, it's funny. Alex Morton came to me and he said, "Dude, they're throwing us out. We got too many kids, gathering in the dorms, gathering in the houses. Neighbors are complaining. We need a place." And I own this building. This is down about, 5 minutes from ASU. Okay. What's funny about this, when you go into the Verve Lounge at US Airways Arena, this nightclub, they've got carving stations. It holds 500-600 people. It is like the place to be on a Suns night. I mean, everybody's, are you going to the Verve Lounge? Right, I mean, it's all about branding. So when you come to Verve Central here, it's just a meeting place, holds about 100 people. And we got an 80-inch television with your good-looking picture on that. Yeah. And we just want to. We're all about credibility, because we know when you're talking to that prospect out there, you start in the hole, because in the back of their mind, whether they verbalize it or not, they're saying this is a scam. This is too good to be true. Yeah. And so the more we can do to help these young people overcome that challenge, and they walk in, they look around, and they feel the energy. I spent $95,000 to develop an app. You download this. It takes if you got an iPhone, it takes your Facebook and your phone contacts, creates a prospect list, and you just you push on a name, and you push on the Verve brand. It puts a pre-populated text with a little video link. And that video link is about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it's Brad Alcazan, this 26-year-old that's going to make $1 million this year promoting Verve. Drives a 6 Series BMW convertible, black. He's living got a $75,000 diamond watch. I mean, these kids are crazy. He talks to your friend about this concept on your behalf. Like I said, all of our brands, Vima, we've got the Vima formula. We've got Body, which is our weight loss, weight management program. Chris Powell's our spokesperson there. We've got the Verve brand. Brands for different members of the family. We got Vima Next for kids 2 to 12 years old, because I'm all about kids. And so we're kind of a wellness company that happens to be in the energy drink market, coming out with a healthy energy drink, and it can scale. I mean, our manufacturing facility can make 1,200 cans a minute. That's 20 a second. Wow. It simultaneously fills 84 cans at the same time. And so how big can this be? It can be pretty big.
Wow. 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 Look, guys, I tell you, young people revolution, the movement has just been taken over by BK. He took over. Make the decision. Make the choice. Once again, you've been listening to YPR Radio. And yes, indeed, it's your boy, E.T.